All right. Hey, y'all. It is me, Shantana Empress, and I am back in the building. Yeah, just like I never left. All right, but I'm back, y'all. Hey. I hope you guys had a wonderful Valentine's Day. And I hope your Sunday, well, what is it? Saturday, Sunday? Hell, I done missed today. Sunday is going well. Child, that Mexican food had me out last night, y'all. I was going to come on last night, but I'm back anyways, okay? I hope you all are doing well, and I hope everything is going y'all way. Get ready for the week this week. I know it's President's Week, so a lot of things will be closed. Got the children out of school, so y'all know they're going to be working our nerves, every last one of them. But I'm praying for y'all, okay? All right, let's get into it. Hey, let's get into it. Let's talk about it, y'all, okay? Honey, I didn't expect my last podcast to go do as well as it did, but it did very well. And I just want to say something, okay? Because I think some people, majority of the people know that I wasn't being unsympathetic to the mother that had lost her children. Like, no one is unsympathetic to the fact that regardless to what happened, whether she was at fault, whether she was negligent, whether the father was negligent, you still have two young babies who lost their life. Okay, that's the bottom line. You know, there's nothing we can do to turn back time. There's nothing we can do to change time. That is what happened, and that was the end result. Now, how can we prevent that from happening to other mothers or anybody for that matter with children is what we should really be focusing on. Okay, so we're not coming down harshly on her. I did post last night a video where she gave another interview, and she said that the car was running, that she did not run out of gas, that she did whatever it took to make sure that they had gas in the car. And then I saw an interview with the mother today, and the mother says she doesn't know what happened. She was in the vehicle, but she was asleep. So, again, if those children lost their life over foul play, I'm asking that God bring it to the light so that they can have justice and rest in peace, okay? Not to say that the mother wasn't doing all she could. Maybe she did do all she could. Now, let's go over to the father. The deadbeat daddy. Okay? Now, he does admit that the mother did call him for help. She did call him and say, hey, I need you to get the kids. Now, he said she didn't specify that she was homeless. So he had no idea that they were living in the van. Okay? Not probably that it would have mattered much, because he was over there with his wife or his new girlfriend, doing whatever he's doing. You know how some of these men are. Once they move on to the new supply, it's kind of they forget about the kids, and it's like, Now, what shocked me was, not that I'm putting the blame on him, because like I said, if they were in her custody, in her care, that's a different situation. Should he be held accountable? If she's held accountable, then he should be held accountable too, because she did ask for help. Now, one thing that pissed me off that he did as soon as the children passed away, he decides to go and make a GoFundMe page, okay? Sir, why are you making a GoFundMe page begging for money to bury your children? You should be ashamed of yourself. So I guess he got a bunch of comments and backlash, and eventually he did take the GoFundMe down after raising a couple of $100. But how dare you, sir? How dare you? Okay? How dare you decide that you're going to take it upon yourself to go and make a GoFundMe for your children that when she called you to get them, you wouldn't even get them. Now, had that been me and I called for help and you don't give it to me, guess what? Since you playing the family man, I'm dropping them off. I'll drop them right at your doorstep. And when you come to that door, I'll say, see you later. I have to go. What is he going to do? Call the police and tell the police that you dropped off his own children to him? But the first person out here who decides to make a GoFundMe page is him. Okay? And just like celebrating Valentine's Day with the wife or the girlfriend or whoever the hell she is, which I'm sure that young lady is probably taking care of his lifestyle. Okay? You know how these deadbeats are. They move from one supply to the next. As long as they can get a free ride, they'll stay with you a couple of years and they'll go to the next one, stay a couple of years to get that free ride, to get taken care of. Okay? That right there, first of all, that's just me. If a man is not taking care of his children, if I don't see a man calling his children, if I don't see a man involved with his children, I will not deal with that man. Okay? Because number one, if I have a child by you, you'll do the same thing to my children. So for all you women that lay up out here with these deadbeat men and think that you got a prize when he doesn't even take care of his children, your relationship will never prosper. Okay? It will never grow. And it will never prosper. And if it does prosper, it's only because of you and what you're pulling out. Because you're pulling the money out. He'll never put in and help prosper that relationship. Okay? Now, like I said, he decided that he wanted to start a GoFundMe. It did get up to $300 and something. But what gives you the right, sir, to do that? Oh, those are my children. But they weren't your children before. Because if they were your children and you were an active, involved father, you would have known that your children were sleeping in the van. Regardless if she called you and told you, hey, I need you to get the kids, you would have been right on it. You would have said, okay, drop them off at my house immediately. No questions asked. Because if that woman don't call you like that and don't ask you for nothing like that, that should have been your first response is, okay, bring them on. It don't matter what she didn't explain to you in depth. As their father, if the mother calls you and says, hey, I need you to get so-and-so and so, it shouldn't be no questions asked. It shouldn't be nothing about, oh, why you need me to take. No, but you felt like you were living happily ever after with the new supply. So you figured you didn't want y'all children to mess that up. You didn't want to mess up that relationship. Okay, and I'm not, like I said, taking up for her. If it does come out that it was foul play that was involved in those children freezing, then he should be held accountable too. Because number one, he is their father and he could have taken them in if she called him. She didn't have to explain to you why she needed you to take them. All you had to do is a man would say, okay, you know what, no problem. Drop them off. But you couldn't do that because you over there laying up with the next bitch, worried about her. When you got children on this earth to take care of. You never win when you play dirty. You'll never get ahead when you don't take care of your kids. You'll never, it's like you'll be living in a circle. You'll go round and round and round and round and round. You'll never have any good luck. And I hope from this day forth that you don't have good luck. I hope every night that you go to sleep, you dream about your children who you could have saved. I hope that. All right, let's move along, okay? Because I could go on and on about these fucking deadbeats out here, okay? But sometimes you women be so quick to grab them up when some of you really don't even care. Some of you don't care. All right, so and not knowing that he's going to do the same thing to you that he did to her. All right. I'm glad the GoFundMe was dismantled and nobody should gain off of the pain of two children that died. Nobody should gain off that. And least of all him. All right, let's move along, y'all. Let's move on along.
Hi, Mommy.
Hey, honey. Yeah, nobody should gain any money off of that situation. If there's somebody out here willing to pay for the funeral, we got plenty of rap stars out here, plenty of artists, plenty of people who have the money to pay for those children's funeral. Please, dig in your pockets and let's get those kids buried, okay? But as far as anything extra, make sure they have a headstone, make sure they get buried, put them to sleep, put them to rest nicely, okay? All right. Let's move along, y'all, because I get passionate about things like that, honey, okay? All right, so Wendy Williams. A couple of weeks ago, you had your interview with the Breakfast Club, and maybe somebody heard, honey, because we've been praying for you that, you be released and that you come back into your own mind and that, you be set free from those shackles. If you guys go back and watch my podcast, I was talking about how people can take advantage of you if they feel like, they go to court and they get power of attorney and it's all about the money. And she told it out of her own mouth how she was living, how she's not barely able to have her phone, like she's a prisoner, like she's in jail. Okay, but honey, prayer warriors, honey, on time, always on time. And Wendy seems to be doing good. She's actually, I think, went before the judge to try to get out of having a guardianship so she can make it on her own. Now, come to find out, her son was actually one of the people that were taking advantage of her funds, okay, misusing and abusing her funds, okay. So, Wendy, we will continue to keep you in our thoughts and in our prayers. And 2025, we are looking to see you back, girl, on that stage, okay? Better, brighter than ever, and in your rightful mind, okay? You know God will do it for you, honey. All right, so hopefully, like I said, we'll see her back on the stage. Maybe not right away, but hey, miracles are happening in this season. So stay tuned. All right. Now, I also saw the Grammys, not the Grammys, I also saw the Super Bowl halftime show where Kendrick Lamar performed, and I think he did a great job. You know, I don't think this is what the music industry is. It's just beef all the way around. If you remember, the beef of the century back when I was a teenager was Tupac and Biggie, right? All right, that was the beef of the century. However, it didn't end well because both men were pew deceased. Thank you, Mindset Mass, for liking the live. I appreciate you. So both men were deceased. Both men did not make it. Allegedly, it was over the beef. They didn't survive, okay? And those were two of the best rappers of that time for me. That era was Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur, okay? Now, Shakur was more of an activist, more of a, he was a great man. He was very, very intelligent. The way that his rhymes spilled over. You guys remember Brenda's Got a Baby? Dear Mama. A lot of different classics that he wrote. Just like Biggie, he was very, very, very good at rapping. So you're always going to have rap battles. You're always going to have battles between rappers. I hope they don't end in pew-pewing and things like that. You guys should know better as, you know, looking back. So like with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Now I know Drake dropped an album on the 14th of February. So congratulations to that. But you can't win them all, okay? You just can't win them all. I think you both are talented. You know what I mean? But you did start with Kendrick. And I guess he finished it for that segment. So now you're back again, dropping another diss track. And, you know, I just wish you well on it, you know, because that's what you guys are. You're artists. That's your job, to produce music, to produce entertainment. So I think you guys are doing a good job about it, a good job with it. I just hope it doesn't end in tragedy or where emotions get to the level where it got between Biggie and Tupac, okay? So always try to remember, keep a cool head. We don't got to fight it out in the club. We can go in the booth and we can tear shit loose because I got the juice now. Okay? Point blank, period. So you can always do it like that. You can always battle it out, rap it out, sing it out, do whatever you need to do. But we just don't want to have the violence. We've already lost too many of our African-American people to that. And we want to make this year calm and peaceful. So if y'all go back and forth making rap songs, you want to diss each other, that's fine by me. As long as it doesn't escalate any further than that. But know when you out here doing the battling that sometimes people say things where your feelings may get hurt. But use that emotion and that energy and channel it into what you want to do. And that's bring a hit song or a hit, you know, make that hit single or that hit song. Okay, so all is well that ends well. And hopefully you guys can, like I said, just battle it out in the studio. Okay? All right. Now, I was referring to when Kai Cenat, you guys know Kai Cenat, he's a famous Twitch streamer, young guy, young black man. And I was really shocked when he came on his one of his streams. I saw a clip. And he was stating that, oh, the crowd was silent when Kendrick Lamar was doing his rap. And it just really kind of bothered me. Like, wow, don't tell me you're selling out too. What was the purpose of you even mentioning that? I'm confused. Like, you know, you were trying to down what he was doing or down what he was saying. And it's okay to choose and pick a side, but it just seemed real whack to me that you did that. Okay? Remember, what goes up must come down. And the thing about the internet is they will chew you up and they will spit you out into pieces. Okay? So be mindful. All right. All right. Now, what else was I going to talk about tonight, honey? Joe Netta and Charles. Charles, your chicken's ready. And your mashed potatoes too. Now listen, honey. Joe Netta, which is the man, got his lifted, whatever you call it. Looks a little bit better, okay? But I have a question, and I don't mean to be offensive or anything like that. But I've always wanted to ask this question, and I've always wanted to know. So, the men that dress like women, and you have boyfriends or whatever you want to call them, your man, if he's attracted to you as a man, which is you have a wee-wee below, right? Why do you feel like, because I'm confused. If he's not attracted to women, but you're dressing like a woman, wouldn't that be a turnoff for that man that likes a man? Because I'm confused. Can anybody help me out here? Thank you for the gift, Kiki. I appreciate you. Thank you for liking the live. I'm just confused because if he's, I'll just say gay, or if he's homosexual, but he's dressing like a woman, that means he wants to take on the persona of a woman. He wants to be a woman. So does the man that he's with like women or men? Because I'm confused. Because if he's dressing like a woman, but he's a man, but that's what the man like is the wee-wee that he has below. So is it because, I don't know, is it because the woman doesn't have a wee-wee? What is the purpose of dressing like a woman? Because if he wanted to be with a woman, wouldn't he be with a woman? Because you're dressing like a woman, you want titties like a woman, you want ass like a woman, you wear wigs like a woman, lashes. Basically, some of you have transformed yourself into looking like real women, okay? But you're not real women. So, I'm confused. Are you trying to attract men that like women, or are you trying to attract gay men? I've always wondered about that. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or step on anybody's toes. I just really, really want to know. Because I was looking at Charles and I was looking at Joe Netta, which we all know that Joe is a man. Big Joe, he's a man. But every time you turn around, he's doing something to make himself look more like a woman. Okay? So is Charles attracted to women, or is he attracted to a man's? Because a man has the wee-wee down there, right? When you go to bed at night, you take all that off, and he's laying with Joe. Joe still has a penis. But during the day, he's wearing women's clothes. He's wearing women's shoes, dresses, heels. Some have even gone so far to get top surgery, ass injections, buttocks. They look similar. I can kind of tell, but most of them, you got some of them that do look, I'm going to say they look good because you can't really tell. Okay? And I'm just asking because it just doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't. But I'm sure to them it does. And I know a lot of them say that they feel trapped in the manly body that they were born in, into that physique. But if the man want a man, how is he pursuing a man if you looking like a lady? I'm confused. Maybe it's not for me to understand because I'm a woman, so I'm going to stay in my place. And I'm going to stay in my lane. I was just asking because I'm curious, okay? And I'm sure a lot of people are curious about that same issue. Or that same, well, it's not an issue, that same thing, okay? So, Joe, your face is looking a little bit better. With, after your facelift, you do what you got to do, I guess, to keep that man. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's move on. Now, the platforms have been trending. The girls are going crazy. Some of the men, too. Allegedly, Peach McIntyre had eviction court on Friday. Yes. being put out with 9 children. And you guys know she just gave birth. Well, she had 7, and then she gave birth to a set of twins. And people are talking, honey. Now, this is my thing. She said that 40 black women showed up on the Zoom call for her to go to court. Because, it's public knowledge, I guess, if you go to court or whatever. But my thing is this. She said, why do they have to be there? Black women do this and do that. But I thought you were advertising it. Not advertising it, but I thought you were actually promoting it, telling people that you had court, talking about your eviction process on your platform. I've heard that you even posted the Zoom link. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but were you promoting it, and were you upset that only 40 people showed up? If 500 showed up, would that have been better for you? I mean, I know you make content by any means necessary, but at what point does your personal life get a no? Especially when it comes to your children, and they're calling CPS on you, they're dragging you through the mud. At what point does your private life become your private life? Is what I want to know. At what point are you willing to shut the camera off and say, no, this is too personal? Or you have no boundaries because you want the money. You want to be trending. You want to be talked about, because we all know that is money in your pocket. And I'm not knocking you for how you getting your money. But what I'm saying is, when is enough with your personal business? And then you're upset now that the 40 people did show up. When you posted it, you were advertising it, telling the whole world that you were being evicted. And that, what point does, okay, I need to stop because, but now that it's an addiction, you can't stop, because if you stop, those TikTok checks and those Instagram checks and whatever checks you receive would stop. And we know that's your bread and butter. That's how you survive. That's how you make a living with them babies. And I'm not knocking that, because you do have a lot of children to take care of now. Okay, so you got to do something. All right. But at what point does the cameras go off? And at what point do you say, well, you know what? I'm being evicted. Most people don't want that out and about in the world. Or most people don't want, that type of information to be out. So at what point for you do you stop saying, well, you know what? Next time because this is like maybe the 3rd or 4th time within maybe the last 2 to 3 years. What point do you say, I'm going to cut the camera off? Enough is enough. I don't want this to be shown on social media, what me, my husband, and my 9 or 7 children were going through. What point do you say as a grown adult woman that, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. These people are in my business. They're calling CPS. They're calling all different type of entities to get you in trouble. At what point do you say enough is enough when it comes to the safety and security of your children? At what point is enough enough? Okay? At what point do you stop and say as a mother, you know what? I'm going to make my content, but I'm not going to have what goes on in my house as far as my living situation. I'm not going to have that blasted to the world because I have to protect these babies. Okay? At what point do you do that? At what point do you stop making jokes about CPS and all this type of stuff, that you're getting daycare for free and you're getting all this? At what point does the joke stop? Because if it's a joke, you're playing a very, very dangerous game with your children. Okay? All right, let's move along. We wish you the best with you and your 9 children. Wood, we don't know what you're doing. I guess you're just laying there pumping them in her, because I don't really see anything that you're really doing to help her, Get up, make some content, do something. But he's there. I guess having a lump on a log is better than having nothing, right? That's what most black women think that they're taught. Having some piece of man is better than no man. Well, honey, you ladies are wrong. Let's move along, darling. Let's move along. Now, Jocelyn Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess, also dropped her song on Valentine's Day. I like the way you walk. I like the way you... There you go, girl. She's still putting them out, y'all. She's still making her music. Okay? All right? She ain't topping the charts yet, but damn it, she's trying. And she's not giving up. All right, Jocelyn, I do like that song. So, congratulations. And I hope it goes well for you, okay? I hope it goes well for you, girl. All right. Well, y'all hear my daughter running around. All right, y'all. So I am finished with my book. And this week is the week that we're going to be rolling out some new content. Of course, I love my podcast. I'm going to be presenting that only 2 times a week. And then those other days, I'll be filling it in with the new content. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. You know, my purpose here is to help people and to elevate people. And I hope you guys really, really enjoy it. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. Take care.